Oh, yeah, that thing, too.
We're live, and we're live, and we're live. Welcome to OCX Radio. We're live. We're live. We're ready to go. Trump. It's going to be a good show tonight. Gonna be. Sorry.
Turn that off. Don't need to hear that again.
Okay, that's muted. That's good.
Do. Okay, there it goes.
Ah, yay, I got waves.
Bingo.
Somebody's got their YouTube going.
It's probably me. I just pulled it up.
Didn't mute their YouTube.
I'm getting there.
But Coach,
I have all these pop-ups all over.
The link you posted for the bingo doesn't work.
Oh fuck! God damn it!
Boom, 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 boom.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Starting Audacity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm getting all you guys on my my Audacity.
Are you? That means your input
error
to-
page not found.
that means your input to your mic is too high, and you're picking up the
Shit.
sound from your
All right.
headset.
Fine, people. Evidently, I'm disappointing people, so I'll be right back.
Because of his shirt.
I don't think so.
No, I'm still getting all you guys.
Pin these on Pinterest, share on Facebook, or post this link.
Speakers.
Okay.
Speakers. Where's my
Post
microphone?
this link.
Yeah, don't have anything coming out of your speakers for sure.
Copy link address. Okay.
I'm going to close this down. I'm going to reboot Audacity.
Let's try this. All right. Let's try that one. Does that work for everybody? I feel like I should add some things because I think if you're not like joining the show, you're gonna get like totally fucked on this bingo thing.
Link no worky.
Hello.
Link no work.
Okay, I got it fixed on Audacity. Yay.
You know, some people should just be shot. Like not lethally, just like a flesh wound or something like that.
There you go, Kyle. Just for you.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Bingo card generator. All right. OCX bingo. All right. What do we want? We need tweak. Drink, motherfuckers. Ha ha!
I need to get another BR ready. It
You
went
can't
down
just
way
do
too
it
quick.
on purpose.
Intro. Whoa.
What are you typing them in again?
Well, it's not working.
Uh,
I know. And they told me, like, hey, if you want to
Is it-
share with your friends.
Is the title of our
Copy
show
this
officially
link.
run out of title ideas?
no, it's just the YouTube live thing. Montana will come up with an actual good title.
Yeah, but that's what it's saying. I have officially run out of title ideas.
Yes, because I have officially run of title ideas.
All right, I'm going to mute.
I had one, but I figured you would come up with something better, so I let you create the event.
Damn it.
Mine
was
was
gonna
going to
go
be
girls.
everyone's breaking even.
Because
Because I went 3-3 and the store broke even. Yay.
Yeah, it did. Fuck yeah, that was way better than I'm out of ideas. I was going to go with girls are awesome, but I thought that was too generic.
As I'm sitting there typing it in, my wife says, "Just type it, suck my dick," and I'm like, what? Like, oh, all right, honey. If you say
Man, this-
so.
I want to fucking share this with my friends. Like it tells me I can. God damn it. Okay, play online with, if you can't get a printer, play online. That's what I want to do. And then I want to copy this. Oh, all right, hold on.
We're having Chicago issues with Mark. We can never have 4 people on this show. It's just a curse.
Shoo.
What's wrong with Mark? Mark's working just fine.
Sure.
No, Mark's computer just crashed.
What?
All right.
He just messaged and I gotta get another beer and then we can start.
I'm gonna send this bitch in Facebook,
okay.
and we'll see if Facebook accepts my bingo card. And if not, you're all fucked, and I win bingo, and I win the prize. Which is actually going to be kind of a cool little prize, so. All right. Sending it over to Facebook. All you groupies, check the groupies page or groupies thing and see if it works.
Why are none of my chats alerting me? Maybe because I have 4 of these open.
Shut up, Tom. We'll start when we fucking want to. Facebook worked. Yes. Sucks to be all you other people.
Hooray!
I'm just kidding. If you want to play bingo tonight, put it in the YouTube chat, and I will get you on the groupies page, and then we can make your entire life a living hell. Or more fun, because it's usually more fun.
A nightmare.
Let's add Tom. Tom Weiss. It looks like Zach Matthews and 3 others are friends with him, so we're going to add Tom. Done. Who else we got to add?
Dutch.
Got to add Dutch?
Add Dutch.
Got to add Dutch. I can do that. I know Dutch. No, don't type in Dutch.
It's not even spelled Dutch. It's like
I know,
DUHTCH.
The Hutch.
Yeah.
Fucking Facebook, I swear to God. I'm gonna oh my God.
Autocorrect is annoying.
Yeah. I don't understand. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna fucking full-blown Facebook page this. Okay. Add people. Dutch. Why isn't what? DHUTCH. Or is it DUH? There we go. For the win. Yes. Who else we got to add? If you're a Patreon member, don't worry. I'll put it up there. Bingo card working on my phone. Everybody looks like they're good. Done. Okay. Pasting the bingo card once again. There we go. Okay. Now there's a rule for this. Everyone has to hit new card once the show starts because it'll randomly regenerate the card. Otherwise, we're going to have everybody win at the same time. All right. Patreon page. There you are. And there you guys go. Ooh, Patreons may be able to play twice. Look at them go.
They get 2 separate cards.
I'm just gonna hit new window like 6 times. I got
until I get it.
I'm like the old lady at the at bingo night, which is a whole crap ton of cards.
Okay.
Hey, all my cards are the same. Why are they all the same?
Are they all coming out the same?
I don't know. Let me add a new card again. Okay, that one's different. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I'm not really playing.
Okay. Oh, John. I got to get John. Oh, fuck. John Connolly. We got to get him in here. Add.
John Connor.
John Connolly.
Come with me if you want to live.
Nope. That's not it. John Connolly. I think that's him. If it's not him, he's going to be super fucking weirded out. Wait a minute. That can't be right. Oh, Jonathan. It was not him. Get rid
You just
of him.
added some random. Dude, get rid of him.
No, fuck it. Let's just go with it until he decides to leave.
Oh my god.
He might like it. Just random ad, snipe people from Facebook, put them in our
Well,
group.
apparently he's friends with Brent Wong, so
Nope, he gone.
he's gone.
We don't need anybody who's friends with Brent Wong.
Okay, start bingo now.
Dude, how the fuck did you get a Minox shirt? God damn it. I want a Minox shirt.
$300.
I gave Ryan Farmer a $350 original Lando Calrissian picture still fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good trade.
It was no, wait a minute. No. I got the Minox shirt because I gave D an OCX shirt.
Lando and Boba Fett are the ones I don't have yet.
I got free beers at Worlds for life because I gave Ryan Farmer that card.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He doesn't think for life, but it was for life.
All right.
I'm totally making an argument for that. And he's not going to win. So,
Waiting on Uncle Mark.
So I don't know if, like, while we're sitting here waiting, I don't know if anybody out there has one of those acrylic damage deck holders. Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
Which ones? The one that stand up or the flat ones?
Stand up or flat?
I don't know. There's the ones where you can sit on the table and they all they're
this
like,
one.
Oh yeah, okay.
This one. Yeah. Have you ever seen one of those?
Damage deck holders. How did I hear template holders? Oh, because I got templates on my mind.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows the correct way to put this together. Like, it looks like it's together and all nice and hold it. And what just happened?
Whoa!
I don't know. I don't know how to get it to stay together. I think I'm gonna glue it. Like, it has all the pieces to hold together, but it doesn't. Like, there's no snap together. It's like boop. Just
that sounds like a great Bondic case right there. That's a problem for Bondic. Bondic will solve all that problem. Top left is a free space. Don't panic. Wait. Could that be Thweek?
Oh god damn it! Still trying to figure this out.
You're welcome, bingo players.
But yeah, this thing makes me super sad. Like, you can see it right there, and just boom, boom, boop, it's gone.
Oh, that's no good at all.
It's like Jenga, but worse.
That fucking sucks.
It makes me super sad. But like, I got that as one of my winnings up in Detroit, and once I figure out how to put it together, I'll be happy.
Detroit, we love the city.
I think we're going to have to pull a Chicago with Mark, and he's just going to have to come in.
He'll show up whenever he wants to.
He'll sabotage the episode.
You know what the sad thing is on the bingo card? It says show notes are wrong, but I don't think I got any show notes.
That's what I said at the beginning. I said I don't have any show notes.
But thank God Kroll has a notepad. So I do have. So if I fuck up the show notes, it's my own fault.
Yeah, so before you start doing the thing, make sure you do the things where we click our fingers.
Oh, you mean snaps?
God damn it.
Yeah, my Audacity's running.
Yeah, let me check mine again. Oh, yeah, it's still going.
Just because the fucking producer of the show says we got to do snaps. I guess we got to do snaps.
Am I supposed to look at it to make sure there's blue waves?
Oh!
Oh God!
I was gonna let that one go for a little bit. That was way better.
Oh, God. All right. I'm ready. I'm ready to do the thing.
3, 2, 1. Nicely
You
done.
did that countdown like super slow, and it like slowed down as you went. So I'm like, I think I can time this.
I can do it. No, he pulled a fast one.
Well, there's have you ever seen there's some board game where you do like auctioning, and the auctioneer like just counts backwards from 10, and when he ends, the auction ends. and you can count at any speed you want to. So you can do it super slow, and then people get like really strategic and they're watching other people and try to get down to the end and snipe things. Or somebody goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and is like, oh fucking hell, and just starts throwing things. It gets really fun. Or so I've heard. Never played, but I've seen it.
Just to let you all you players on OCX Bingo know, there are stickers and other things that will be sent to you when you win Bingo.
Yay!
Mainly alcohol, but
Is my lord, is that legal?
Yeah, shipping.
You know what? I don't know. We're gonna find out.
God damn it!
You get a 12-ounce can of hams.
A little baby can of hams. A little baby.
Okay, let's get this started. Huh?
All right. Stop messing with me, people. I gotta get my page up. Where is it? Oh, fuck. Okay. So, power cord, headset, blue wavy things. Snaps did. Standby alcohol. Alcohol standing by. Good morning, X-Wing! Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rocket from the Delta pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio podcast, coming to you live from downtown Orange City, Iowa. My name is Aaron, the Coach Kroll. Join with me today, once again, is Grand Inquisitor, Judge Illuminati of the Darth Chico Fock Brown. Jeez, there you go.
Just
doesn't count.
Just call me Chris. I actually got to be on Gold Squadron Brown.
Ooh, okay. Chris, he got to be a baller on fucking Gold Squadron radio podcast or thing, stream.
Yeah, that thing.
Dude, I was so mad you, like, had a hockey... I mean, like, I totally agree with you. You had to leave because you had a hockey game, because that is a valid reason, but you really should have stayed on for the whole thing.
We won 10-3.
Oh, well.
Although, I had 6 penalty minutes in the first period.
What?
Yeah. One of the refs is a guy that we kicked off of our team. Evidently, he held a grudge. So yeah, that was fun.
And bringing up the rear because Uncle Mark is not here at the moment. Big surprise. Kyle, the Sloot Stews.
Oh, I'm glad to be back on the show.
Kyle got a haircut for all of you people that can't notice.
I did.
He got the Frodo chopped off.
I was trying to grow a frollet, which was all funk in the front and then party in the back. And
see what you should have done? You should have just shaved the sides and had like the fro mullet or the fro hawk.
Well, I was going for a frollet, but I wanted it to be like the whole like super curled, and then I was going to straighten it in the back, but it didn't work out so well.
So you're going for Gunther. That's what you were going for.
Yeah, that's right. And my daughter misses my curls. It looked like someone shaved an Irish setter in the barbershop when they were done with me. But
thanks.
Oh, that works. Okay, so on schedule today, we have somebody who actually attended the Michgan Regionals, which, man, there's a lot of good things said about that regionals and a lot of bad things said about that regionals. But the bad things aren't like bad as in like, dear God, burn the whole fucking thing down. It was just like tweaks and twerks.
Yeah, they're all fixable stuff that I've talked with the judges and gave them some feedback, and I know Padre gave them some feedback, and they're listening. And they're already discussing things that they want to do better. They gave some excuses of why it's not our fault, but so yeah, we'll get into that.
And finally joining us with the... There you go, bingo players. There's my fuck up. Mark. Hey, Mark.
Maybe.
Mark, I swear to God, if you don't answer right now, there is some serious bingo action going on right now.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, Mark, please answer me. Man, I don't even know how many squares
Does
that
this
fills.
count as bad internet connection or audio
Tom.
problems?
There's no way you have bingo already. There's no way.
Lies.
Lies.
Oh man.
Whoa, Padres got bingo too? Holy shit, that didn't even last.
You
like
made it a
2 minutes.
4x4 square.
Yeah, that probably was a bad idea on me. Holy shit. Okay, Tom and Padre, you have to take a print screen picture of your screen.
And you have to
Which is
use
that
bottle
print screen
caps.
thing, and you need to send it to OC Games and not that one. OCX Radio at gmail.com for me to verify whether you won bingo.
Yeah, see who can get.
Shall
it
we go for
completely covered next.
coverall?
Yeah. And there cannot be a tie, so you guys have to fight it out.
Fight to the
Oh
death.
no, there can be a tie. It's not gonna cost me that much. But we are still going, so sorry. Mark, please.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay, for all of
Not
you
there.
at home, that is definitely Mark fucked up. Or Mark fuck up. It was let's see, which is it? Well, we definitely said Uncle Mark. Wow, we have to. They sent it in the Facebook thing. Thweek, audio problems, Blue Waves, Uncle Mark. Fuck.
Bam.
Wow.
That was way too. Wait a minute. Oh my God, there's so much. We needed to expand this. We're gonna expand this at the. Looks like everybody's gonna win today, ladies and gentlemen.
Montana, cut all this out, please.
Yeah.
Please, Montana.
Oh, editor to the rescue. Okay. Well, Mark is not here, which is a pity. But we will continue on with Chico's analysis
Join us
of
if you
the
actually
Michigan
get
Regional.
the computer up and running after the commercial, where you will get to listen to "Get Off My Playmat" by Uncle Mark.
Uncle Mark.
Uncle Mark.
You can't say Uncle Mark because then it counts towards bingo. You have to say Uncle Mark.
We already did it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So Chico.
What the
Yes.
hell?
Man.
Are we just diving into Detroit?
Unless you guys have any like funny stories you want to tell first, or I mean,
my Michigan Regional is full of funny stories.
okay, so we're just gonna dive. We're not gonna Gold Squadron this bitch and be like super annoying and boring and just like
No.
fuck you, Dion. See, I can razz you too, buddy.
I know what that is. I come from Nova Squadron Radio, the kings of bat reps. Man. But I have a hard stop at midnight Eastern Standard, so
Okay.
so I won't be able to go that long. So weekend started out awesome. I had two guys from Indy come up, Zach Bart and Nick Rubio. And then Zach Matthews came down and they all crashed at my place Friday night, and then we drove up Saturday morning. Yeah. So
I've heard about this.
Yeah, we drank and drank and drank and did nothing else but drink and watch stupid YouTube videos. You know what kids our age these do.
What did they expect when they showed up at an OCX boy's house? They were gonna drink.
Right. We were doing Johnny Walker Black. So like nice tall glasses of Johnny Walker Black with shots of tequila in between and wash it down with a couple beers. So yeah, that was fun. Next morning, not so much, because we finally got to bed at like 1:30, and the tournament registration started at 8:30, and it's a 2.5 hour drive. So we had to leave my house at 6. which I was supposed to drive because Luke, who I go to all these tournaments with, he was flying in from California at like midnight the night before. So I was like, I'll drive, no problem. Then I wake up in the morning and he gets to my house and I go, knock, knock. He goes, who's there? I said, I'm still drunk. So he drove. But yeah, that was a great night. And it almost makes me realize that like hanging out with these guys is almost more fun than playing the actual game. So,
I got the full lowdown from Luke.
Yeah, it was fun.
He was like, why did you Facebook friend me? I'm like, did I Facebook friend you? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay. Well, let's have a funny conversation about how Chico got super fucking hammered.
Yeah. But it didn't stop there. So like we get there and holy crap, evidently because they started so early, there were people who were running late. So they just were nice and delayed it for all the rest of us. We didn't end up getting started until like 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock.
Oh,
like it was ridiculous. We didn't start like round 2 until noon. But yeah, they were trying to take the output from Cryodecks and convert it into something else so they could put it on their TVs so they could like scroll pairings up and down, which is awesome, super handy, but not if it's, causing that many problems. It's like just freaking print out the sheets and put them up. So like there were complaints because there were huge delays between the first like 3 rounds. But when they finally said, screw this, we're like, this is too much, and just went for the standard old, printing out paper and putting it on the wall, that went a lot better. Which it just seems like, maybe you should have practiced this the night before. But so we got into finally playing, and I get paired up against a guy who I bought his entire Armada collection from. So that was hilarious. It's like of all these people, chances are you're not going to get paired up against somebody like that. Yeah, he flew his personal airplane into Ohio, and I met him like at an airport in the middle of nowhere.
What?
And, yeah. Evidently, he teaches people how to fly. So like the equivalent for airplanes of somebody like pulls up in one of those driver's ed cars, and just like, here's an entire Armada collection, we got to get back in the air, just like, it's so weird. But yeah, it was cool, and got to play him. So to give kind of an overall rundown of the day, I don't want to get into each match, but I was flying 2 Chemogilas and a Scourge, so Tirani Kulda, Dalen Oberos, and Sol Sixa. All of them had guidance chips, Deadeye, and harpoon missiles. And then the Scourge also had Boba Fett and extra munitions, so I had 2 harpoons because he can't reload. And then Dalen also had R4 Agramech, so he could just take a focus and just constantly be getting target locks and whatnot. So the whole point was just to have a whole bunch of harpoon missiles and just catch them with a giant first strike. And then Boba Fett, if they had one of those 1 cards that I absolutely needed to get rid of. So the first guy I played against was one of those like whole bunch of rebel ships. It was a Y-wing decked out with TLT and like all the stuff that Chopper can eject for shields. That one that's been going around. Stress Ezra, and then 3 Z95s. With 2 with harpoons and 1 with the thread tracers. Smoked 2 of the Z95s just first volley, and then turned onto the Y-wing and ejected his TLT off with Boba Fett.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Combined with the PS0 crit. So he was super sad after that. And it was fairly elementary beating that. Like,
wow.
when you'll notice in these stories when Boba Fett works, I crush things. When Boba Fett doesn't work, clearly something went terribly, terribly wrong with the initial joust, and I get crushed. So there's very little recovery to the list, which is why like I would not recommend it.
I know how you feel.
Yeah. So my second round, I come up against Palp Aces. It was a Palp Shuttle with Kylo Ren and Omega Leader. So I'm looking at this like, okay, I'm going to lose, but let's try to get some of this shuttle so that I don't get tabled.
What the fuck, Mark?
I'm back.
Jesus Christ. Wow, yeah, you're fucking back.
And Chico doesn't break up straight. He doesn't know we don't hear him.
You were technically not even here.
I can hear you, Mark. You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, okay.
Hey, everyone. Uncle Mark's back. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Now shut up.
All right.
I'm going to take my Samuel Adams black lager and just sit over here in the corner.
All right.
My wife got me a mixed 6-pack of porters and stouts, so I'm down in some random ass thing.
Porter.
If only there were a store that sold nothing but like mixed packs of alcohol, like they could probably keep in business just from you. It's like,
probably
mixed packs. I'm in there, baby.
So back to me. I was facing Palp Shuttle, Kylo, and Omega Leader. It flew right at the Palp Shuttle because I'm like, I have to kill this thing or I'm never going to get anything through. Like, Palpatine just makes those things invincible. And didn't work out very well because my dice, even with mods, like I took target locks with everything and I like roll. And it's like 3 blanks. Roll into 2 blanks still. So I'm like, great. So three ships at range 1, so 12 dice onto his 3, and I only take the shields off.
Oh my
So
God.
it was just bad. But like, fortunately, he was coming in on the flank with Kylo because he realized like I'm not going to go after Kylo, so he's like, I have free reign, awesome, and put himself on a rock.
Oh no!
So, yeah. And like in that way, so that he also has to come off of the rock.
He has to come through
Which,
the rock.
Yeah, I think he forgot that he could advance sensors barrel roll off of it and then go. So yeah, he was not happy about that. But this list that I was actually pretty scared of, I ended up tabling it. So 100-0, straight tabled it. Yeah, I was able to get behind the Palp Shuttle, smoked it. Kylo was having to run away, which let me go on to Omega Leader. And then I ended up Boba Fetting off Kylo's PTL. And Kylo without PTL is super sad.
Oh, super fucking sad.
Especially with advanced sensors.
Yeah, especially with advanced sensors. He's like,
yeah. So beat that 100-0. He probably could have ran with Omega Leader for the last 10 minutes. But he just gave up and was like, you can have the points. I could see.
Yeah, that's at the point where you're like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. So now for a story about how Boba Fett didn't work. I was going against a Bumpmaster, Fen Rao, and Thweek.
Oh man!
So he manages to just launch Fen Rao right down my throat. Missed 2 of my arcs and got range 1 on Sol Sixa. And I don't know what arcs do. Oh, yeah, I get it now. I'm not saying it.
I feel like instead of getting Mark a new computer, Tyler just got him like a button that just does that noise.
That's fair. So yeah, Fen Rao just got rammed down my throat and just got right in front of me, and then the Bumpmaster got in front of me for the next round while Fen Rao got behind me, and I'm like, crap, this isn't good. So he's bumping into everything. I can't turn and get actions to get my harpoons off. I managed to get half onto the contracted scout and just conceded. I still had like ships on the board, but I was like, you know what? I'm never going to get another good shot. There's no point to this. I'm just conceding, and I'm going to go do something else. And he was like, "Are you sure? I think you might be able to take out the rest of the contracted scout." And I'm like, no. He's going here. He's going here. He's going here. You got range 1 shots on all my stuff. I'm dead. Like, there's no sense to this.
Now, when did you guys have lunch break?
We didn't.
You didn't have a lunch break.
No, but
Okay.
I can get into that when I.
We'll delve into that after you're done with your bad rep.
So round 4, I got my Ghost Fen, which, you know, everybody else would be super sad going against Ghost Fen. Not me. You know why? Because I got Boba Fett. And when you tell a ghost, discard your TLT, you win.
Oh, sad ghost.
Oh my gosh.
Sad ghost.
And like, I didn't even get a good initial engagement. I had to like kill Fen first and then turn onto him. So like Tirani just died. So I had 2 ships left against the ghost. I managed to kill Fen on that engagement, but so just those 2 ships against the ghost, it had no chance. Just goodbye TLT. You're probably never getting another shot.
That's like when the Pac-Man eats the like little thing and all the ghosts turn into like blue, and you're like,
exactly.
You're mine now, bitches.
That is exactly how that game went. And yeah, I obliterated them, and it felt good. It felt very good because that was my first tournament win against a ghost ever, and I've faced a good many, and just I have never had luck beating it. So I was like, fine, you know what? I'm bringing this, and I'm gonna just screw you over. And yeah, it felt good.
I'm gonna ruin your day.
Yeah. Next round was against a decked out Ventress and a contracted scout, the one that has expertise Dengar and the punishing 1 title, just to like beef it up, like, you know, a good powerhouse.
Yeah.
So I just decided to go after that, and I was like, cool, I can just smoke this thing. First volley just cranks it down into hull. I already have half points on it. All I need to do is catch it just right the next round. And turns out like as soon as you do the maneuver and realize, wow, that was incredibly stupid. It's like, why did I even think that would work?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. Captain to fly off the board. So turns out I didn't get shots for 3 rounds.
Oh, no.
You can't do that and expect to be a decent competitive player. You just can't. It was so bad. And yeah, I managed, I already had half on the contracted scout. So I was like, sweet, I'm not getting tabled because nobody needs to be feeding Chris Allen.
No, nobody needs to feed the troll. Nobody needs to feed the troll.
Yeah. So I managed to get like 1 guy left, and he's bringing like Ventress just straight at me because he's like, this is over. I could just pop things every round and still not run out. And I just fly straight through him on just a beeline straight to the scout, and managed to take him down when I had like 2 hull left. And he's like, okay, I guess I get to shoot at you now. And I was like, nope, concede, can't kill me. Like,
wait,
just
how many
complete troll move.
Is that? That's 2?
Every game I lost, I conceded.
You know.
Yeah, but just because I got to one of those points, like with my ships, like it takes time to turn around and then get a green action to really get those actions to really powerhouse something out there.
Like when the game's done.
Yeah, very much
especially when you're running the Kimagia. You definitely know when you're done.
Yeah. So round 6, I come up against Brandon Thayer, the guy who went top 2 at Indy, who like invented the Y-wing with all the jazz and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, I faced this before. All I have to do is smoke that TLT off the Y-wing and I'm good to go. Awesome. And he turns everything away from me and starts running. And I'm like, this is weird. but he brings like the X-Wing down in, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get this thing off the board. And I start launching harpoons at it, and it survives with 1 health.
No.
Yeah. And of course, everything else started turning in, so I had to go after it while this X-Wing came from behind and started pestering me. So I'm like, okay, I've got 1 TLT left on the Skirg, and all I have to do is get 1 hull damage onto this Y-Wing, and I can rip off its TLT. I'm still good to go. I managed to do only the shields. With all 3 of my ships firing, I managed to only do 3 damage, including a harpoon, onto a Y-Wing. And at that point, I was like, oh god, how do I not get tabled here? Because he has nothing that I can just half points. Like that X-Wing flying around with 1 health, and of course, he's stressing me like a madman, so I can never turn around. So it was just bad. Just bad everywhere. And like I straight up told him, I was like, okay, you win, but let's see if I can get some points so I don't get tabled. And he was like, well, I don't know. And like, no, yeah, you do. So I finally managed to get turned around, kill the X-Wing, and at this point I'm just having fun because neither of us are going to make the cut. Like, we just know. So I'm just having some fun with it. And he turns his Y-Wing in one direction, and I have he's pointing this way and I'm pointing this way with my last ship. So we go to dials, and I just put down the hard 2, and I just start yelling at him, slow play, hurry up. And so having some fun with that. Finally got a laugh out of him. He was like way too serious into the game. I was like, I gotta make this guy laugh. It's like this will be like success. So I managed to kill the Y-Wing and just conceded there. I was like, good game, had some fun, but nothing went the right way on that. So yeah, it's a rough list. I wouldn't run it again because there's no sort of, okay, that went wrong, now how do we recover? There's a lot of lists that can do that. This is not one of them. So yeah, I don't think I would do that again. Not having some sort of turret in there or quick way to get back around is just bad.
If you could change that list, what would you add into it and take out?
I would
just
definitely
ditch the whole thing.
If Josh throwing it because he has a hard one.
If I was gonna go for another list that's like high punch like that, I would probably go for the cold hot dogs list. I would be sad that it doesn't have Boba Fett in it, but I mean that's kind of the trade-off you gotta do.
Boba Fett really fucks with everyone. I mean, it's like
the only downside with that is at that tournament we didn't see a whole lot of lists that had that one linchpin card. So like there were a whole bunch of decimators that you could probably pop off, like Palpatine or Kylo. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of just lists that had a whole smattering of stuff and a whole bunch of little upgrade cards that amounted to bigger things. There weren't a whole lot of I think there were only like 4 to 6 ghosts in the entire field. There were a whole crap ton of decimators. Like, holy crap. Like, evidently people started listening to Tyler Tippett because there were decimators everywhere. I don't know how I didn't face any of them, but hooray.
Yeah. I faced 2 of them when I was at Omaha.
Yeah, so that's something that people definitely need to think about because they're out there and you're going to have to deal with that. So as far as the overall day, I finished 47th, last person on page 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the FFG kit there because evidently FFG mails the kit that week for all of the regionals, and theirs didn't show up in time. It's like, you have a regionals. This has been planned forever. It's like, how did you not get this? So that kind of sucked. They did have some alternate arts. They did a raffle which I was really enjoying the raffle, but I realized why I was enjoying the raffle, and then it made me sad for the people who weren't enjoying it, was because they gave you a ticket for showing up, and then you got a ticket for each win. So, like, me and Luke each won our first 2 games, and he doesn't care about raffles or swag, so he just gave me all his tickets. So I'm sitting there with just like a whole crap ton of tickets. and then there's other people who like started out the day 0-2, and they've got like 1 ticket. And it's like, shit. Like, I kind of feel bad.
So they went prize wall with it.
Yeah.
They went like world's prize wall where...
Right. Which kind of like really sucked for the people who like didn't have a good day, because 1, they didn't get a lot of tickets for the raffle. 2, only the top 64 get cards.
Right. Which is rightfully so. That's all the cards they give you. So you can't like...
Well, not necessarily, because up in Chicago they got more. I believe Indy got more. They just asked and they gave them more because they had like 150 freaking people. But like each of those places also had alt art cards that they just handed out to everybody, and they had plenty of those. Evidently, Detroit didn't print off that many, so yeah, there were a lot of people who went home with nothing, and that was super sad. I feel like everybody should at least go home with a card, just so you can be like, "Hooray, I got a thing."
Somebody should go home. I mean,
Omicron.
No, get that fucking bullshit out of there.
So where are we at on the bingo card? I've just finally got mine. So what have we all said? Never mind.
No, you can't fucking go back in time, Mark.
You're in late. You got to deal with it.
You're a fucking co-host. You can't play anyway.
Just wait till you hear my
I'm
segment.
not sending you stickers / alcohol. Hint, hint, maybe the prize.
Okay.
So,
all right. Back to my black lager.
So yeah, a couple other things for the day. They didn't have a lunch break, but they did have menus for like every place nearby that delivers, and evidently all of the delivery people know which door to come in, and it's right by the judge's table. And so he just got on his microphone and yelled out whose food it was, and you could just come over and get it. Like, they had it super streamlined, so it was really easy to get food.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, that wasn't a big deal. And man, if they would have started at 9 o'clock, we would have gotten done at a reasonable time. I know Padre had reservations for us somewhere and ended up having to cancel those, and we ended up at like Chili's or something because it was the only place that was open at like 10:30 or whatever.
I want to give a huge shout out to Padre, or Robert Monroe, as his real name is, but we all call him Padre. He took... I don't know if it was his idea or what, but man, did I really want to be at that party. That's a great party.
That's something that's gotten a lot of popularity since, like, I've noticed since the first Worlds I went to, just because people started like snapping pictures of like the entire table and posting it online. Best part of X-Wing weekend. And it's really caught on, and like more and more people are going out like as a group afterwards, I've noticed. And like it got to the point that I think we had like 3 different groups going to 3 different places for this one. And that was awesome. So got to go out to eat after that. Padre bought me a beer, so cheers. Super awesome.
That is really what it's all about, though. I mean,
us all just hanging out, shooting the shit, laughing at the guy who missed the cut by 4 points. He came out with us, and he's just sitting there, just looking pissed off. And he said, "I would literally rather be eating a shit sandwich than being here right now." Calm down. He was very unhappy, but we ended up like just like razzing him to the point that he had to become happy about it. You know how that works. Because we counted, there were 5 people at that table who had missed a regionals cut by 1 place, me being one of them. So it was like we're in good company. We know how it is. We can empathize. Yeah.
It just looks like a great time. Like I haven't we've had that situation. We just never thought of like, hey, this is us and taking the picture kind of a thing.
Right.
But I'm gonna do that like more often.
Yeah, definitely. I mean that's what it's all about. You know, like everybody just kind of saying, "Hey,
my favorite party
over here."
My favorite party picture that's been posted around so far is the one where Zach Matthews is giving that look to Tyler Tippett.
Oh, that is the best.
That was at Chicago.
No,
what does
that
the
was
guy
at
got to do
Chicago.
to get Zach Matthews to look at me the way he looks at Tyler Tippett?
Yeah, I mean that's a meme.
Hey guys, can I want to interrupt just for a second. I got a friend of mine from college that is watching, and he
Holy
said,
shit!
He said,
What?
He said, "Hey, that blonde guy's drunk." I just said, "Hey, watch him fade." Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You haven't even started. Anyway, everybody,
whoever
give a
this
shout
guy
out.
is, he obviously has not watched OCX Radio Live.
He's
It's
new,
like
but
straight
hey,
stone sober right now.
everybody give Bill Payne a hello.
Oh, fuck no, we're gonna give him a dilly dilly. Bill
Dilly
Payne,
dilly
dilly
is
dilly, my
fine.
friend.
So Bill Payne, there's your dilly dilly, my friend.
You're now sort of X-Wing famous.
Yeah, so you know, mad props to all the guys up in Detroit. They had a great judge team. The building they have has an excessive amount of space. Like it used to be an old library that they told me, so it's like huge. Yeah. And it's in a pretty good location, plenty of parking. Like there's nothing you can complain about the location. There were just some things that I would tweak with how they run it. And then like the next day, the cut didn't start until I think noon. Yeah, it started at noon, which meant the Redemptions tournament started at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, I can't even play one round of that if I want to make my hockey game. It's like I guess I'll jump in and play if Luke starts going far, because Luke made the cut, and I ended up jumping on the Gold Squadron stream instead, and freaking Dion looked just dead the night before. Like, cause like we're all talking like, hey, we're gonna go out here, and he's like, I'm just going back to the hotel and passing out. He was not doing well.
Dude, he sounded like shit when he was streaming Sunday.
Yeah, he kept having to like take off his headset to sneeze or cough or something. Just like, yeah, he was in a rough spot. So hopefully he'll be doing better next week. But I'm glad I was able to jump on there and fill in some dead air for him.
You did a great job. I'm you know what? It almost made me feel good inside, and almost made me. Okay, I gotta talk about Dion's little. OCX. Well, I like Kyle. I was like, the fuck? And I was actually online at that point. But the problem was my wife gave me like a honeydew list. So I had to leave, but I could just see the first couple of lines of text on the Twitch chat go, "Ooh, coach, burn, coach." And I was like, I had to shut it off. And I was like, son of a bitch. Don't worry. I gave Dion a little piece of my mind after that. And, what? We're all good. He likes to chat my balls. Even though I'm not going to have any more balls in a week and a half.
That's right.
It was a good time being on there, except when the internet called me wrong, right, Kyle?
No.
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
You know, the fucking internet does that, dude. Seriously, that Twitch chat is ugly.
Do you want to say hi?
It's ugly. Okay. Thank God OCX Radio.
Mark, we can hear you. You're not muted.
You don't have a picture.
I'm muted.
It's right there. No, I'm talking to my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Put her on.
Put her on.
No.
Yep.
She's backing away.
Well, it's because she's been on already, and she knows what kind of shit show she's running into.
Like, I'm not dealing with that.
So, show notes. Oh, no, I have
hey,
one more thing.
They had to have us in a separate room for the stream, just so that we could talk and the tables wouldn't hear us and stuff. But like even from the back room, you could hear Zach Matthews yelling.
Oh yeah.
So like if you watch the stream, you could hear every time. Is like if somebody turns away from him, he just screams, "Come at me, you coward!" Just every time, and like you could hear it like on all of the streams.
Did
like,
you see the Twitch chat or the Twitch grab?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thing? Yeah, it's like, how do you know when Zach Matthews is at a tournament? And I have the same thing because at Omaha Regionals, I'm trying to siphon down the YouTube video, but that's when we all started singing "Take on Me," the '80s song. There's a clip, you can hear it, and then I told everyone to shut up because X-Wing is not fun. We're here seriously.
Yeah.
But I kept singing.
Oh, and speaking of fun, shout out to my opponents. I don't think I have ever had like a net total amount of fun like with opponents that I did throughout that entire tournament.
So did anybody recognize you?
Oh, plenty did. One of the guys who just like freaking wrecked me was like super happy that he got to beat one of his X-Wing heroes, and I'm like, dang it, like oh, like
damn,
okay. Like I guess I'll take that for what it's worth.
Because okay, I was gonna beef with you a little bit, but then I found out from Luke that this is your routine. That you wear your certain shirt during Swiss, and there is no fucking stopping that. There's like it is
except for my Ghost game. I switched to the OCX one because I was right by a vent that was pumping out cold freaking air, and it was actually beneficial having that long sleeve shirt. I threw that on, but then I got a table on the other side of the room where the heat was pumping, and I was like, nope, gone. No long sleeve.
No, but and talking with Luke, he's like, dude, just give it up. He wears that shirt every Swiss. That's what he does. And I was like, that's legit, because that's fucking awesome. Like, you are as superstitious as I am.
No, it's just my local squadron shirt.
Oh yeah, no, definitely rep that, because like the whole reason for back when we interviewed people, like when we cared. Like the whole underwear thing, I actually have a lucky pair of underwear that I wear to every X-Wing. Like that's why I asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, it was top notch when he had it on Dion. And then he's like,
okay, so fun story behind that. I walk in that morning wearing my crate shirt, because like I was just expecting it to be hot as balls again. And he all of a sudden flags me over and goes, "Hey, Chris, time to get to work." And I'm like, "Okay." And I start walking over, and he's like, "Oh, you're wearing that?" And I said, "Well, I'll go switch to my OCX shirt quick." And he's like, "That might be worse."
My daughter says we don't look as bad as we usually do.
Oh,
hell, bombs up.
Holy shit!
I hear her just yell at you. That's awesome.
I don't know if that's a compliment or like the best wicked burn we've ever had, but fuck it, I'm gonna take it as a compliment.
I'll be right back.
No, the best was because it's Dion, right? And like he already had on top ski, and he already like berated him when he said OCX on top. And when you're on, you're like OCX out. He's like, no.
That was awesome. Yeah, we had a good time with that. And like when he introduced me, he said, "Oh, and this is creator of Cryodex, Chico," and I'm like, also on OCX.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Oh shit! I was fucking vacuuming during that. I had the live stream on, but I promised my wife I would vacuum. I didn't hear that part. Oh shit! Oh,
yeah, but
suck
super
it, Dion. We're gonna be
fun.
everywhere.
I'm super sad that Ghost Fen won the whole thing. It was a super nice guy that won it. We were talking to him earlier in that day, but man, like those last two games that he had on stream,
Okay.
Like, he should have freaking lost all of those. And then it's
Time
like
the-
just freaking Deus Ex Machina comes out and just gives it to him. It's like, what
Time the fuck
hell?
out. When I was again, was in my wife duties, but I was still having the thing on stream on the TV, but I couldn't watch it all the time. Like, I was like, oh shit, cold hot dogs for the win. This is easy. Like, he had the ghost to half, and that was it. And I was like, oh, this is done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then for some reason, I had to turn it to fucking Teletubbies or something like that. And somebody like messaged me like, oh, too bad for cold hot dogs. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? They won, right? And I can't remember who it was. They're like, no, they lost. I'm like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
And freaking Marcel made it there with triple jump masters.
Dude.
Like, into the cut with triple jump masters.
Oh
like,
my God.
what the hell?
I see.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, so like I was watching that final match, and I watched the match that he played against Marcel earlier. Or no, it wasn't against Marcel. He played.
The guy who ended up winning the whole thing played against Marcel on Gold Squadron stream earlier in the day. Yeah,
but I'm talking about the cold hot dogs one, so I apologize because I think I seen him play one of his matches earlier that day too. That was the second time he was on stream. When he didn't,
Who's laughing in the background?
That's Mark's daughter.
Tell her, shut up, Mark.
Hey.
So,
hey,
Hey.
fine.
So when he didn't hard 2 Jostro in or hard 1 Jostro to get to the point where he was going to chase down the ghost with both of them, I was like, this is not looking good. And then when he pulled out ahead after engaging the ghost with just Tarani and Nim, I was like, wow, this is going to be... That ghost would be dead if Jostro would have been there with all those two. But
yeah,
and
that's one of those things where it'd be really cool to have one of those like mind link games where it's like, what was going through his head? Is like, obviously he had some sort of thought behind it, but like, what was going on there? And
yeah,
did he still think he was going to plan, or did he do it and then go, oh crap? Is like, that's not good.
I think that's what had happened too, because there's a lot of fatigue when you play a lot of games, and maybe he was thinking that he was going to bump, and that was worse than just going 2 straight. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, he had something going through his head, and it didn't work. So, while we're here, shout out to number 79, Gordon. Good job.
Gordon.
Got
Gordon.
got wrecked by Padre, number 78.
Shut up. He might be on the show here in a little bit.
Oh, I love me some Gordon. Gordon's awesome. He was part of that big group that went out afterwards. Yeah, it was we had Padre there, Gordon, me and Luke, Zach Matthews, Nick and Zach Bart, and a whole bunch of people at the other end of the table that I didn't know. Just, like we must have had like 20 people at the table. Like it was crazy.
Man.
Hey,
It was
you
a
know,
good time. It was
that's
a blast.
That's what's alluring. I just realized this. It's alluring because you can pick out the faces that are the podcast hosts, right?
Mhm.
But there's a ton of other people that are like, yeah, those are just regular experts. This is what we do after X-Wing.
And what about Ryan?
Yeah, poor sorry, Ryan. Yeah, you were right across from me too.
Me, goddamn it!
Oh man, you want super awkward story time? So Ryan's sitting there talking to Zach Matthews about just random stuff.
Oh,
and evidently Ryan does like graphics art stuff. And all of a sudden I hear across from me, Zach Matthews goes, I hope this isn't too weird, but I've totally jerked off to your artwork. Like, whoa! like this just got next level weird.
Oh my.
So I was like, okay.
And he was
Next
talking
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, whisper.
No. It was like some motorcycle thing.
It wasn't the OCX logo on his shirt, was it?
No, it was some motorcycle thing. So, like completely unrelated text. Yeah, like so.
Sure.
I'm sure
my
Ryan can fill you in
God.
a little better. There's contract rendering on some motorcycles. So was it a motorcycle or was there a
They're gonna
girl?
think twice before they party with us because they're like, "Holy shit! Wait a minute."
All right. So I think we might need to break into a commercial. I think. We're
According to my show notes.
Yeah. Your blank piece of paper.
My blank notepad. We did Michigan recap.
Good time.
Did we cover everything? Yeah, because I think we covered everything. Sure.
I don't think there was anything else.
No, not for pre-commercial.
First regionals I think I've ever been to that charged money for their redemption tournament, and surprise, it only had 20 people at it, compared to like the 50 plus at every other regional. Like
they charged money for their redemption tournament?
Yeah, and big surprise, only 20 people played. But like they had a cash prize and they were giving away old regionals dice and stuff, and I was like, maybe if you got rid of those prizes and just let me play for free while I'm waiting for my friend to finish the cut, like I'll be happy. It's like,
yeah,
I felt like that was unnecessary, but
so it does warm my heart before we cut the commercial that you are thinking about running the cold hot dogs.
I mean, I have no
thinking about it.
I have no more competitive tournaments until store championship season.
Right.
So
but before you play the list, you have to do the challenge.
The cold hot dog challenge?
Yeah.
Dude, none of us even plan on doing that to our wives. You are the only one that has the balls enough to do that. If I put a whole cold hot dog to my wife's face, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about it.
While she's sleeping.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, no. No.
We are definitely doing the Curled Paw Creative commercial coming up to you now, but hopefully I can get a new one because, God.
Oh, good Lord.
Help us. The one we came up with is bad. But we will point you in the right direction why Curled Paw is doing the commercial. Just stop. Just do the commercial. Fucking stop.
Montana, cut it. To commercial.
All right. Gordon, where are you?
Did he run away?
I gave him the link.
He was typing something.
I gave him the link.
I feel like I should have never asked Catch what a shame stick is.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
But I'm about to find out.
I feel like you should never ask Catch what anything is.
All right.
Why not?
I'm going to grab another beer.
He's a ball of condensed knowledge of things that I'm unaware of.
So hopefully Gordon comes on and is not only subjugated to Mark, because who knows how that's going to go. Sorry, Mark.
I'll behave.
You know, I got a computer, I think, that might be right up your alley.
Really? Found it out in the alley?
Legit. I think I'm going to send this bitch to you. And I think it might be the cure of all your problems. Because you seriously need something. You need to upgrade.
Well, is the voice coming over okay?
Yes, that is excellent. As long as you don't have video, you're fine.
Yeah. And I'm not on the
Gordon.
the computer.
Does it have to be open in Audacity? No! Just no.
I'll be right back.
Open it.
So I didn't tell you how we almost got into a bar fight. That was fun. As everybody goes away.
No, wait a
So,
minute. I need to know how you did not get into a bar fight.
Because we weren't trying to.
Sometimes it just happens, and you have to roll with it.
Right. So after we left dinner, we went to another bar and kept drinking. It's like, yes, after just being just shit-faced the night before, we went out and drinking again. So we went to some place that was like right next to a bar, or right next to a bar. There was a bar right next to a train tracks. And these trains were flying down it, like the fastest trains that I've ever been to, like that close for that fast. Like it looked
They
crazy
don't fucking
fast.
stop.
Right.
I know where you're at.
And there were like drunk people stumbling around.
No.
And I'm
You're
like,
not in
holy
Minneapolis.
crap. No, not Indy. It's Detroit.
Yeah.
And like there was this guy who like could not hold himself up. There was some like crazy old man. Not crazy and old, but he was crazy old. Holding this guy up, brought him into the bar, and we're sitting right by the door, and he's talking to the bartender, trying to get him to get this drunk guy a cab, and evidently somebody at our table made eye contact with the guy. I'm sitting with my back to this dude, and I'm feeling just incredibly uncomfortable because I'm like, if this guy falls over or like shit starts, like I'm done. So this guy just starts flipping off our table like crazy because somebody looked at him, and I'm like, what the hell? So finally the bartender tells these guys, okay, it'll be here in like 15, 20 minutes. Go wait outside. And as soon as they go outside, bartender comes over to us and like apologizes and says it's actually not going to be here for like 45 minutes. I just wanted to get him out of here. So poor old man is like holding this guy up outside as he's just stumbling around and like flipping us off through the window. We're like, what the hell? Like, I don't want to deal with this guy. So we finally go to leave. And as soon as I step out the door, he's like 6 feet away. He points at me and goes, "It's one of them." The old man kind of taps him on his chest and says, "Let it go." I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
One of them.
So ridiculous.
Dilly! Punch him in the fucking face.
Gordon, you're the worst.
Gordon!
The worst. Gordon!
We cannot hear you, Gordon.
What do
I
you
can
think
hear
you can't
Gordon.
Oh. He's just quieter than the rest of us.
Do I need to scream louder?
No, seriously, though. I didn't think you were going to be quieter than the
Don't
rest
go
of
all
us.
California stream on this.
No, you do not need to do that.
Hold on.
Gordon!
This is a dark beer. Look at that. Holy cow.
Hey, man. Welcome
Hey, Aaron. Thank you.
to the shit show.
No, no kidding.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, man. This is like Club Med for all
Okay.
podcasters. This is where they get to fucking put their feet up, let the
And it already ends. I am being paged. I will be right back.
What's more important?
No, but see, what's weird is because I asked him, I totally apologized to like the whole of my podcast Illuminati that like I've been super bad on trying to get
You
interviews.
can't use
lined
that
up.
word. That's our word. You can't use
Super
that
bad?
word.
It's a generic fucking word, man. I can use it. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I apologize because like OCX is super fucking crazy. So I haven't lined up any fucking interviews for the podcast draft. And I apologize this morning, and Gordon's like, I can't make it. And Mikhail's like, I'm going to be in Africa. And I'm like, okay. A simple no will suffice. And then all of a sudden, Gordon pops up on the YouTube chat. I was like, that fucking liar. And he's not even here to defend himself, which is a good thing because I have to go take a pee.
All right.
And I do not know if my mother's in the store right now or not. This could be interesting, so I will keep you updated.
So
Chico,
Kyle,
have your in-laws watched any more episodes?
not that I'm aware of. Please God, no. Oh, speaking of my in-laws, so Saturday was super fucking stressful at that tournament because right before round 1, my wife calls me hysterical because her dad had a heart attack that morning.
Oh God!
Like, holy crap! He was in the hospital. They were working on him. They got the blockage figured out. He finally went home today, so he's all right. But holy crap! Like, we're like about to get pairings on the TV, and I'm thinking, shit, I gotta leave. And like, fortunately, she said, just stay there. There's nothing you can do. I'm just gonna go hug the kids and cry for a while. So, whoa, that got intense for a bit. But yeah, he's doing better now. He's at home. He's having a bit of an existential crisis because he said, I want all of my kids and all of their families to come visit me, like now. Like, So right after Easter Sunday service, we're hopping in the van and driving down to Atlanta. So, unexpected vacation. Yay.
Road trip.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun.
Well, that was a downer. I mean,
Yeah.
I hop on and this is what you talk about?
Well, this is what I had to deal with on Saturday. It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay, but you know me, so I'm going to try to make this about me.
Sure.
What do you mean we're done talking about Michigan? I went 2-4. Let's explore that.
Wait a minute.
Where did you get your 2 wins? Did you start out with them, or
I started with a bye,
both of us.
so I went 1-5 with Racklow.
Oh no!
Oh, I suck.
You are the worst.
I am the worst. Oh my god! I just want to get that off my chest.
Salt mines.
Were there any Racklows in the rankings below you, or were you the worst?
Oh, I had to. It's impossible. I don't think that can be done.
His second win came from an 8-year-old girl.
You're gonna take my beer? Just come over here and get it.
You took my beer in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so here's what I want to know: what's the deal with Justero and Torani and
the Kolda thing? Yeah,
or the
we can touch on that a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy into it. First of all, for the people freaking out, looking at you, Kyle.
That's right.
It's like it's still up in the air. I'm still trying to figure it out. Adepticon's coming up. I'm hoping to have a definitive answer by this weekend of how I'm going to deal with it.
Is there any reason you can explain, without getting into detail, why it's possibly not going to be ruled in terms of Justero will trigger off harpoon? This is the harpoon issue, right?
Yeah, no.
Is it a timing chart thing or no?
I'll give you both angles because I understand both arguments, which is usually good for me. Like, if I can understand both arguments, I can explain why I believe one or the other.
Briefly, because evidently you don't want to go into details.
Wow.
Right. Well, I don't want to get into the argument too much. But anyways, so it's Kolda's ability. After an attack, the opponent has to discard all of their tokens or take a damage. And then Justero, if somebody who is not defending takes a damage, then you can fire at them. So the question is, if Torani uses her ability against somebody that she is attacking, can Justero use his ability? Because it comes in that after attack step. So are they still defending?
And this is only in the situation where they chose to suffer damage and not get rid of their tokens.
Correct.
Okay.
So that doesn't happen extremely often, but it happened on the stream game. And people were like, oh, he forgot it. And I was like, yeah, he probably forgot it, but I don't think he really could have done it. And people were calling me wrong. And the argument I had was that he's still the defender at that point. and I couldn't come up with the example that I needed at like off the top of my head, but I found Wes Jensen, Bosk, and there's a few others that reference the other ship actually being the defender at that time. So then it comes down to the question of it, if you are the defender, does that mean you are still defending? So there are two different terms there. Now in that timing chart window, it does say either after attacking or after defending, but then they muddled up the entire attack timing chart more by saying after an attack resolves is at the end of the whole damn thing. It got really confusing. So just to kind of throw something on there to start with, because the best way to get an answer on the internet is to give a wrong answer, rather than just asking the question. I just kind of, picked one and said, okay, he's still the defender. Clearly, he's still defending the entire attack situation. Yeah. So you can't do it against that one. But so, I do understand the other side of the coin of that is in a step that says after attacking or after defending. So after defending means that guy's no longer defending, so you should be able to do it.
Right. So another thing that even makes it even more confusing is they have it blocked off there. It says abilities trigger that are after attacking or after defending that do not perform an attack. So if you're not performing an attack in phase 8 because they're not defending and you're not attacking, you know what I mean? It just kind of, because it's right there, right after defending. Right. There are abilities that trigger that aren't performing attacks. Because if you're performing an attack, then you move to step 9 and move all the way back up to the top to declaring your target.
Are we talking about this shit?
Right. So it can get pretty in depth. We're not going crazy into it.
No, we're not. But it just
the other example that I found that makes it a little interesting, and I just found this last night after Kyle got done yelling at me. It's a Hotshot Copilot.
Understatement.
So Hotshot Copilot has the whole thing. When defending, the attacker must spend 1 focus token if able. And they go into like a big chunk in that FAQ explaining how it's after the declare target step and before the modify attack dice step. So they kind of scrunch that together. Shizor's FAQ kind of expands that a little bit to include the deal damage step. So that even kind of gets in this weird gray area. But they don't allow you to do Rexler Brath's ability to satisfy Hotshot Copilot because it's after the attack. So it's outside of that attacking defending chunk. So that makes it, that's like the strongest piece of evidence I've seen to the other way.
Well, I mean, Hot Cop is during the modification step. That's when they have to spend it because it's right at that.
Well, no, not just the modification step. Spending a focus with Deadeye satisfies it. So I mean, there are still things in there like it's really freaking weird. So I've sent out a bunch of emails asking people about it. I'm trying to get a hold of an FFG staff that I can convince to give me an answer for Adepticon because I need to figure this out soon. So yeah, there's a lot of confusion behind it, and I am much more in the middle now than I was a couple days ago. So yeah, I mean it could go either way on this one.
Hypothetical. Say you don't get that answer from FFG, and there you are to Adepticon, and you've got to come down on this one way or the other. Is it just going to be up to you, or
it is definitely up to me because I'm going to be the marshal for it. So
it's your call.
Yeah, it's going to come down to whichever one I decide. Fortunately, I'm going to be there with just a crack team of judges. So I have no problem with, us being able to get together and hash it out. Like I'm going to have a list of questions that I have that I'm going to start pinging them with over the next few days of, okay, how are we going to deal with these and make sure we can get a list of them. What I'd like to do on the beginning of the first day, be able to have a table that 2 of us sit down at and be like, hey, you got a question about your list and how we're going to deal with it, come over and ask us. So that people can just kind of rattle things off ahead of time. Because I know a lot of people will try to hunt down a judge and start random in conversation, start asking questions when we're completely unprepared.
Yeah.
But
that's one of those things too that where what?
No, go ahead.
It's one of those things where I guess if it gets ruled the other way, so be it. I just think that they need to do a better job of clarifying, when you resolve abilities of pilots that operate outside of the performing an attack. You know what I mean? Like you said before, the clarification of
every
after
time
an attack.
they bring in a new word into the scenario, like defender. Now we have defending, and all of these different words that apply in here. You're either relying on just the standard English definition and usage between a billion sentences.
Is the defender now the past tense term of somebody who was defending? That's the thing.
Yeah, there's all sorts of, and how do you argue that because they didn't throw in the rules reference of here's an attack, here's when you're attacking and defending, here's here's a word and here's everything that it means. But that's what we got to deal with an incredibly argumentative rule set. That's just how it goes. Yep. We're in the shit show. I can do what I want. Shut up, Coach.
Yeah, and you can thank Gordon for that because he's the one that asked the question, not me.
I was never here.
Hey,
yeah. If I had to come down to it, and it was today was Adepticon, and I had to answer that question, I mean, I'm almost flipping a coin in my head right now. I'm almost more inclined to say that he does get the shot, just because of the hotshot co-pilot portion kind of threw me over there, onto that side slightly. But I can still see it going either way. Before I brought that up, probably 5 out of the 8 high-level judges that I talk with all said that Jostero doesn't get the shot. So, I mean, it's not just me. A lot of other people saw it that way. And, I threw up the other question, and I didn't get anything back from them today about it. But hopefully we'll be able to get some good discussion over it for the rest of the week and come up with something good.
Yeah, so I've seen it go both ways when I looked into it. Because it never even occurred to me that it wouldn't happen until I heard you mention it on stream. Because I've been running the list forever, never had that come up.
And fortunately, it's not that one thing that your list really counts on. That's one of those oh my gosh, the scenario happened, I can't believe it happened moments.
Correct. It's happened twice since I've run the whole thing. So it's not like I'm dying to make sure my list doesn't fall apart, but it's just a clarification of the window.
Right, and that's one of those things that I was talking to you earlier about it. I am freaking terrified about this tournament because I've never been the marshal of a tournament. I've been judging at really high level tournaments, but I've always been able to, if it got way out of hand, I could just go and grab Frank or Wade and be like, "Hey, you answer this question. Have fun."
So does this mean you can let your judges make rulings and not you?
I mean, I suppose I can.
Good, because you rule against me every time, motherfucker. Hey, that's the first time I've cursed on a podcast. Oh, that's
let the hate flow.
Feels good, doesn't it?
So I'll just have to tell all of your opponents, if they get a judge call, appeal to the marshal.
No, because you've already established your bias. Screw that.
Is this what commercial break's supposed to consist of? Is getting our new guests fucking riled up and ready to go?
That's awesome.
By the way, Chris is my Team Epic partner if we're allowed to do that and have time. So we're going to have an argument the entire match.
It's which way should I fly all these defenders? Right?
Yes, bingo players. That counts. That's cute.
Oh, I can't wait for Worlds. Worlds is going to be fun.
Yes.
By the way, Gordon, we are playing OCX Bingo. So when I said that's cute, that does count as a space marked off. So those of you who are waiting for that's cute.
How does anybody not have a bingo yet?
I don't.
We've already had 2
apparently
people.
There's only like 3 bingos that have gone out right now.
We already had
Because
2 people,
You
remember?
would tell me what everybody said earlier.
Mark, you
Damn
know, I know. I'm sorry. All right, we're coming out of commercial break. Mark,
Yes.
your get off my playmat's gonna be after we discuss what I want to discuss with Gordon. So sorry.
Oh,
Got pushed
great.
back.
Wait, what?
Yep. Well, thank you everybody for coming back and listening to that excellent commercial from Curled Paw Creatives. If it wasn't Curled Paw Creatives, that means we totally fucked up in the live section of the radio show, and Montana decided to put whatever the fuck he wanted in there.
Okay,
But-
take 2.
Take
Welcome back,
2.
everybody. Welcome back to OCX Radio. Have a nice day. Take it away, Coach.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Who are you and what have you done with Mark? That is the nicest I've ever
up.
heard you.
Gordon, you're not introduced yet. You shut your mouth.
Haven't you ever
if-
done a podcast
If you
before,
can
Gordon?
yell at Tommy
Come on.
for that, we can yell at you for that.
I've
We
always been in
only
control.
have
I
one
don't know what
rule
to
on
do.
this show.
I don't know what to
You
do.
can't speak until I tell you you can speak.
Noted.
Guess where I picked that up from?
Not
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please let Coach bestow the honor of welcoming for the very first time the one, the only, the esteemed guest of the later hour, the host, the with the most, from Stay on Target, Gordon. Don't remember his last name. Go ahead, Gordon.
All you need to say is Gordon the worst, but Gordon Berg.
Gordon the worst?
Gordon is the worst.
Welcome to the show, Gordon.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly, motherfucker.
All right, so let's get this clear. If our league lists do well in your
We didn't
draft,
do snaps. Fuck.
wait, what?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Did we not do snaps?
Yeah, we
At
did.
the
We did
beginning, we
snaps
did.
a million. Yeah, it'll be
I
fine.
already hate being a guest. I'm used to doing the interrupting and being in control.
fuck,
This
damn it.
sucks.
Hey,
didn't
no,
do
serious. This is a serious question. Did we do snaps?
Yes,
with
we
Not
did.
not
Like,
with Gordon,
Not with Gordon.
and probably not Mark.
All right.
Not me.
Right
No.
now, snaps.
Okay.
1. Gordon, do you know what snaps is?
Jesus.
Not a clue.
Okay.
Just snap your fingers.
On
All we
3, you
need
snap
to
your
do is
fingers
snap
into your
fingers when I
microphone so
say
Montana
1,
can
2,
line
3,
everything up.
snap. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, and then you snap. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. No work.
What was
All
that
right.
for? Why did we do that?
Rewind.
So Montana can take all the audio and line it up in Audacity.
Yeah. So basically, we are going to not reintroduce yourself because we hate our producer and we want him to make the most out of this. So, good luck, John. Take it away, Gordon. I don't even
Okay.
know what you're supposed to talk about.
I don't even know I'm supposed to. I just
Oh.
it's our week, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
okay, yes, it is. Okay, this, man, I
The
feel
guest has
fucking
to remind the
super
host
bad.
we're talking about. That's
Actually,
awesome.
no. Okay,
Gordon,
so everybody
you
knows
want my
about.
show notes.
Sure.
Yeah,
give me show
this is-
notes. Like you
this
guys
is-
are gonna follow it anyway, but yeah, let me have it.
This is definitely a fuck up on show notes. Bingo card X out.
Got
So week 4 podcast draft league is stay on target, and we have none other than the esteemed Gordon.
Hi.
But
First of
he's
all,
not going
Aaron-
to talk about his list.
No, I'm not. I didn't put these together. Franch did. But more importantly, I blame you you weren't quite clear on what we were trying to do. So you've got a bunch of podcasters in a draft immediately thinking we're all trying to come up with stuff we're going to play against each other, right? Only to discover, no, this is meant to be lists that you put together against other members, the non-podcast community, people out of your store, etc., that will be playing these lists. So what we could have been doing was colluding the fuck out of these things and really making these super duper lists so that you can't beat us awesome podcast lists. Instead, you got freaking Ricky in there just kneecapping us and cutting us off at the freaking Achilles heel, sniping everything he can to ruin. He was totally hate drafting. So by the time it gets to us, we got fucking Fell's Wrath or something left over, and that's it. There's nothing left.
I mean,
Awesome.
That's so wholesome.
Gordon brings up a total valid point. Is like, I tried to tell everyone as many times as I could, this is how this is going to go, but nobody got it.
So now you've got the crates who were on a bookend, right? So they could totally build their lists. And we're freaking stuck in the middle getting hate drafted. And so now it's like, oh, crates, look how great they did with their list. Fuck you. No. Let's start over.
No, it was totally that. It was, but until Scum and Villainy hate drafted the Ghost title, and then the crates just fell apart. It was great.
Okay, I'm done. I've gotten like a year and a half worth of cursing out of my system now. I'm
done. What the real reason I brought, yes, it is Stay on Target this week, and as I can tell right now, Stay on Target is 50-50 right now. So your lists are doing pretty good. The real reason I brought Gordon on was to discuss what I thought his podcast, which is the Stay on Target podcast. If you are not listening, no, shut up. If you're not listening to the Stay on Target podcast, you should be. They are one of the top 5 fucking podcasts you should be listening to. So take this moment. I know you love us OCX guys. Take this moment, time out, go on your podcast addict or your iTunes or whatever, and go fucking subscribe to Stay on Target.
God. Does anybody know who we are, though? I mean, seriously?
No, they
bunch
do.
Of guys in Kentucky just rambling about X-Wing, just like we're a bunch of guys in mostly Iowa rambling about X-Wing.
Guys in Kentucky.
I will tell you right now,
names that don't belong in Kentucky.
Gordon, I will tell you right now, you guys are bigger than OCX.
No, not now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we average about 6'3" in height. Really, we are.
and that's what we measure.
Okay, you got us on height.
God damn it! You guys are getting me off topic. Okay.
Well, that was tough.
Yeah, really.
Honest poll, why would you guys listen to Stay on Target? What is it about Stay on Target?
Oh man. Can I make enemies on this one?
Chris, you listen to the show because you know me.
That's
Mr. Tidbit.
That's true.
Dad of the Hero of the Empire. You listen to us because you know me.
Yeah, and I enjoy what you have to say. And God forgive me for using this word. You're wholesome.
Can I interject?
No.
Can you interject on your own show? Sure, Coach. Have at it.
Okay, fuck you all. Then, the reason I listen to Stay on Target is because they got rid of their original host. I'm sorry. Sorry.
God.
Holy shit.
Whoa, oh my God. Okay. Do you remember which one?
No, Gordon, it's all you, buddy. It's all you.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to make the other guy feel sorry,
listening.
but I don't remember what his name is.
Well,
But,
the guy who was the original host, I guess you would say, as far as host responsibility goes, his name was Corey. So Master Koo, I believe, was his little online handle.
Master Koo. Oh, fuck yeah. I remember that guy.
Then the next guy on the show was D House, David Housenick. Every time you look at a world's promotional picture from FFG, there will be a picture of David Housenick on there. They just put one up today.
Or Richard Sue, or both.
No, D House now has passed Richard Sue. If you look at today, the one that went up today, he's on there again.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well, I'm going to cut all this bullshit out and just say the real reason I listen to Stay on Target is French and Gordon. Sorry.
And Mikhail.
And Mikhail! Fuck! Jesus Christ. How the fuck did I forget Mikhail? You know what? I'm drunk and I'm sorry. But no, yeah, that's the real reason.
See, Bill, I told you to watch this show.
Fuck you, Bill.
And I'm a bad person because
he is a bad person.
I am. I've had a lot of different responsibilities at my job lately at work, whereas I used to be able to sit and listen to podcasts all day long, all week long while I did my job. Now I don't have that privilege anymore. So as far as getting podcasts in, I haven't listened to a podcast in about 3.5 weeks. And before that, I was only making an effort to listen to ours to see what we could improve on ours. And I didn't listen to most of those episodes.
That's cute and all, but we're going to flip the switch. Gordon.
Yeah?
Have you listened to OCX?
I started listening to you guys occasionally about 6 months ago. And because of you, because I thought you were hilarious the drunker you got. So it depended on what the topic was. As to whether I bother or not, and at what point did the show go so completely off the rails? I'm like, okay, I'm done.
So wait a minute. When the show went off the rails, that's when you stopped listening, or
Yeah.
you started listening?
No. Like I meant like mid-podcast. Let's say we're having a nice, productive discussion. It's fun banter, and then it's a giant collective drunk tank, and I'm like, okay, I'm good here.
I'm out.
Yep.
No, yeah, I agree with you there.
That brings up a good point here, and like I think there's too many podcasts. And there's two kinds of listeners. There's Chico here, right? Which is, for the love of God, get me through the day. I'm bored. Oh, Stay on Target. Why do you only record once a month? Not because we need to record more than once enough, but because he's freaking bored. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then there's all the big names that you got to listen to. But how do you make time for it, right? If you're not just made of time and can do that during work, is this how you're going to spend your free time? So now you got to start to rank these podcasts and who you're going to listen to. There's too many. And so it doesn't surprise me we're just like third tier and we're not on everyone's list.
For fuck's sake, Gordon. That's like a whole nother episode.
Okay.
All right, fine. Fuck it. You're on next episode. Why are there too many podcasts?
Let's do it.
And we'll all list our top 5 podcasts. There we go.
Oh, that's a really bad idea. That's a really bad
Just
idea.
start
No, what I really wanted to bring Gordon on for was his podcast, the Stay on Target podcast, which everyone should go listen to.
Reminding you to stay on target.
Shut up, Kyle. They brought up a super interesting point, and it was girls.
I wondered if we were going to go there.
We're totally going there.
Okay.
Now, okay. No, I'm gonna cut you off because you're gonna probably want to cut in like and little boys.
No.
But we're not talking about little boys because we're gonna teach them how to be men. We're going with the girls only.
Okay.
And I got pushed back.
I think everything in this topic is valid to say. Anyone that's not a like 20 to 40-year-old white male of average height. I mean, everybody outside of that suddenly gets like some like in gaming in general, like not even just X-Wing, in board gaming in general, kind of gets a little bit of the shaft sometimes by guys who just can't wrap their heads around including others, and it happens.
Well, what I wanted to say was, first of all, where does the I'm better than you are state? Because we all do it, right? We all do it.
I mean, I don't think I do.
Yeah, but I mean, you match up against an 11-year-old kid. You're like, oh, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of this kid.
Right. I mean, there are definitely times that I sit down across from someone, like, even if they look like an average Joe, and it's like, okay, he walked up with like all his cardboard stuff, and I was like, cool, I probably have an edge on this. I'm more experienced. But you still approach the game with respect. And that's the part where I think that the conversation takes a turn, that a lot of these people are like their opponents are trying to take advantage of them, and I've seen that. We saw that in Indy. Nate's girlfriend, Nathan Bull from Gold Squadron, Allie. She has stories all over the place of guys who have like tried little things against her because they think that she doesn't know what's going on.
Gordon, I want you to expel on this like hardcore. Like, I want you to fucking call people out hard. Like, this
all right. So here's the deal. The current it started off with Mikhail observing this trend over time because he's often bringing his Padawan Camden to events. All right, Camden is like, I don't know, like 15 or 16, something like that. And so basically Mikhail is his chaperone, his adult. And he's been noticing a trend about the behavior against Camden at all of these events. And he found it disturbing because when you've got a combination of an adult who is maybe being a little bit over competitive and he's interacting with someone who is not going to be assertive in their personality, then they tend to get taken advantage of. Now, a tangent to that is, what if the same dynamic is taking place, but across the table is a female player? And what if she is being deferential and she is not being assertive? Because imagine if she was in your grill arguing with you about rules. What would you call her? Anyone?
I hear crickets. No one's going to come out and say it. But we know what you mean.
Okay, you're
more knowledgeable than me.
No, I'll say it.
If somebody was if a girl was getting argumentative with you, you'd be like, man, she was being a bitch.
She was being a bitch.
Just like if it was a guy, I'd probably say, God, that guy was being an asshole.
Right. But you're talking about just taboo, traditional male-female dynamics to begin with, where there can be some tension and friction. So now you throw into that competitive players, and now you throw into the mix maybe pressure to do well at the event because, let's call it, say, a regional or higher, where there's reputation or prizes at stake. And the disturbing trend tends to be players in this community we say we love and we're super proud of being total asshats by either outright cheating or trying to be domineering. And it's really, really, really shitty. And I had a total blind eye to it. And here's the thing. So if you listen to our podcast, I go into a little bit, some details about the match, where I'm noticing her behavior is one of great, great caution, because she is bracing herself against the fact that I might start now getting into an argument with her and starting to be a dick with her over some things that are happening in the match, because I'm missing triggers. I'm missing stuff, and she's having to point it out. So look at it from her perspective. Am I cheating, or am I just simply being oblivious? And if she points it out, am I going to bite her head off for it?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a valid concern. I mean,
that's
like, fortunately, I don't think I've ever witnessed this.
Oh,
like I've heard about it. I know it happens, but I've never witnessed it.
I've been asking questions.
Right.
And I'm already getting back from everybody saying, yes, I've seen this. And this happens more than you think. I'm already aware of girls who have quit the game because of this. A guy wrote to me today about his kids saying, this is the very reason why I'm not letting my son yet play at these events.
So that's crazy. Like even in Detroit, there was this young girl. Like I don't know how old she was, but it had to be like somewhere between like 7 and 10. And everybody was being excessively nice to her. Like we were standing in line and waiting for something, and she had a little stuffed animal. People are talking with her, asking her what her stuffed animal's name is, stuff like that. Just having a great time, being super nice to her. And
I'm not saying this is the norm. I'm saying
Right,
it happens
yeah.
and it happens more than you think.
I,
And furthermore, I want to qualify, when we go to our local stores and you're hanging out in a community where it's the same people and the regulars and it's over and over again, it doesn't happen for multiple reasons. One, you know them, and two, that kind of stuff isn't going to fly. This tends to happen among people you don't know, haven't met, and where the stakes are higher. Something is coming out of us.
Right. And man, I feel like if I notice that happening, especially if I'm sitting in a judge position, I would hope I would say something. Like it's one of those in the moments. Like it's really easy sitting here at home behind my computer. It's like hell yeah, I'd say something. Fuck that dude.
I can see where the tension for is like if you were a young kid and if you're a female at one of these tournaments, just because of what you just talked about, would be a heck of a lot harder to deal with. But I'm not going to say that if you're not a little kid or a female that this stuff doesn't still happen, because I've had instances where this stuff has happened to me plenty of times where people try to pull crap on me, and it's not just because of my gender or because of my age. It's just because people are that way. So I mean, I can say that I haven't had that much experience being exposed to seeing too many females playing the game. I've only seen a couple of kids play the game. So as far as my perspective of trying to sum up what you're saying, I don't really have a whole lot of, but I just know that people that play the game, there are rotten apples out there that can be dicks. And if you get one of those, they're going to be that way to everybody.
And to be clear, this wasn't where my head was at until I had my game with Allie, and then I started looking back upon stuff. Because as when Mikhail went on his soapbox about he was getting sick and tired of how we were treating a lot of kids at these events, I had to think back and go, I have not seen this happen once. But then I immediately recalled my match with Allie, Nate's girlfriend, and then thought of matches with other female players, and suddenly the light bulb goes off, and I'm going, this is related, but not quite the same, but it is. And I have had experience with that. So it really is dependent upon what you may or may not have seen. And at this point, we're merely asking you to take it at face value with what we're telling you that we believe this to be true.
So here at OCX, we're going to solve this problem.
Sure.
We have decided
that we're going to have a live experiment.
Fuck all you guys. That our first alt-art card is going to be a underwear male model photoshopped into a Soontir Fell suit.
He's lying.
I'm out. I'm not fucking lying.
It's just an Imperial pilot with Nicolas Cage's face.
It's not that. It is going to be a super fucking...
Coach, may I interject here?
Yes.
So I'm at the SoCal Regional. And you know how this is the thing now, right? Where you show up with your opponent, and if you happen to have brought alt-art cards of some sort, you'll give them, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so one was handed to me, and it is a full-blown, I'll show you the dark side rendering of a shirtless Kylo Ren with six-pack and a cut of pants that go down just a little too far to my liking and reveal just a little too much, and it's just right on the edge, and the guy goes, that's the point, you're supposed to feel uncomfortable. I'm like, mission accomplished.
Oh my.
Okay.
So
now, Gordon.
Yeah.
We have two options here. We can either do A1, super stripped down Soontir Fell, and on the backside, do a sexy, like, Howl Runner. Would that make up for the sexual gap?
So you're going to double down and be offensive on both sides of the issue?
Yeah, I think you'll be offensive on both sides of the issue. That way you can't get in trouble. Now, I offered myself...
So you got that much going for you.
I offered myself
male pasties and banana hammocks.
as a naked male model pursuit to fell, but AJ said, no, not quite that far.
You're too damn tall to be a pilot. They'll tell you that already.
The problem is that, I mean, it's not a problem. It's that we do have one of our, AJ is a definite. Fuck shit. Wrong words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
See, if I wasn't
Regular
held
listener.
hostage as a guest,
That's
on the
what
show,
I'm
this is the
trying
point of
to
the
get
show
over.
where I'm like, okay, I'm out.
No,
Hey, is that
she's
close enough
listening.
for
And
bingo?
AJ is definitely up on the OCX banter, but she's like, "Fuck this! I want fucking man titties and like 6-pack and shit like that."
Oh,
I was
man.
like, you know what? OCX is going to deliver for you, and we are definitely going to deliver.
All right.
I found a
This is all
Calvin
getting cut out of
Klein.
the final
So-
battle, right?
Now that we've gone through this awkward interview with Gordon about being the Stay on Target podcast for the week, but he enlightened us with some of his experience with some of the stuff that we were talking about with female and young kids trying to play the game in a community where everybody needs to act better and be more mature. Because shame on you guys for taking advantage of people just because of that reason.
We will probably have Nate and Allie on a later episode and discuss this very topic. And I suspect it's not going to be popular, but for some
So-
people, but I think it has to be done.
There's
No, fuck
There's
that.
some-
We're gonna
there's
make
somebody-
that bitch
there's
popular. Nah, shut up, everybody. Time out.
no
Oh,
time out. We're gonna
time
move
out.
on. We're moving on. We're moving on because somebody finally got his fucking internet connection to work a long ass time ago. It's been pretty quiet this whole episode, except for that goddamn air horn, which is pretty sweet, by the way, Uncle Mark.
It sounds like I
It
should be
is
getting
time
under my desk.
For Get Off My Playmat with Uncle Mark Tippett.
I'm sorry, we just had an Amber Alert come in. That's what was beeping. So.
I heard it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a Mark Amber alert.
Sure. Hey guys. Hey Gordon. Welcome to the show. I'm still upright and vertical. Let me pull my notes up again. Hey guys, it's Uncle Mark. First off, I'd like to say, hey, Dad's on top. Wisconsin Regional. We almost had a chance for the first time having a father-son final, which would have been so cool. But Kevin Eide, you finished in the top 4. Congrats to you, sir. Well
Damn it,
done.
Kevin.
Dilly.
No,
Second up,
That's
go
impressive.
ahead. Second up, Harold Darson, it's your mandatory shout out for this week's episode. Okay, you can go to bed now. I'd like to bring up CAC, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. Guys, if you're available that first weekend in April, second weekend in April, find a location, get signed up for it, help Chad and the guys out. Let's make that goal of $25,000 for St. Jude's and go and have a good time. The prize support is phenomenal again. I'll let Chico handle where and what and whatnot.
Yeah, the freaking prize support. I'm sad I'm not playing. I'm judging the dang event. He's got like 200 of the plastic Mirandas. It's 200 of them. Like, those are not easy to find, and he's just going to be giving them away like candy.
Hey, is he having that only at South Bend, or will he be sending them out to all the venues?
It's getting split
All
up
the
to all
venues.
25 venues.
Okay.
So he's got that. He's got like this stacks of hundreds of the other alt arts, a whole bunch of old alt arts he's sending out, a whole bunch of artwork. He got stuff in from like video game companies that like Firaxis just sent like gift bags of here's one of our games along with a whole bunch of game swag. There you go.
Yeah.
Just
Are they
whole
sending
crap ton of
gift
stuff.
bags along with my nuts being cut off?
Missed that one.
Yeah.
I have
Guess
no
what?
idea what you
Guess
said.
what's happening during that weekend? Coach's nuts are getting cut off.
That's fun. Have fun
You
with
know
that.
what? Fuck it. I might have a little surprise. No, I'm not.
Yeah, we're all terrified for that.
Just lots of ice, Coach. Lots of ice.
No, I was told beer, rotate beer, then rotate beer.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Okay.
Go check out the campaign against cancer. 25 locations. If there's not one near you, you live in a foreign country. And sorry.
Well,
Sucks
unless
to
it's
be
Australia, and you've got your own in Australia.
Yeah, we have one in Australia, 24 locations in the United States, and sorry about the rest of the world.
Okay. Going down my checklist. Let's not forget about Ryan Krippendorf and his Vampire Hunter Kickstarter. Get out there, support another X-Wing player in his endeavors into the gaming world. We've already said hi to Bill Payne. Stay on target with Gordon. Thank you, Gordon, for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. And you don't have to call me Mr. Tippett. I'm just Mark or Uncle Mark.
I never call you that. That was a sarcastic joke. I thought you'd
Dear
pick
God,
up on.
don't ever call him that.
Yeah, but you kept doing it.
You kept not taking the bait.
So I really appreciated that whole interaction between you and my son while I was waiting for my meal, just slamming my TLTs for like hours and hours and hours, and then looking at me going, sorry, and then continuing on with your conversation. That was almost perfect.
There was some legitimate discussion about TLTs, and then it strayed over into an area that I didn't think was fair, and hence the apology to you.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. So, anyway, I was thinking back. I've been listening to a few of the different podcasts when I'm driving between cell sites and whatnot. And I'd really like to hear about individuals and their early games. The joy of pushing the plastic spaceships around. I think we lost Coach.
I'm still fucking here.
But
it's just my headset keeps going. Bah, bah, bah.
Okay. The first tournament I played in was a store. I think it was for the Wave 2 stuff that came out. And gosh, we played that horribly bad and horribly wrong. But it was just so much fun. I think we only had like 8 or 9 people playing it just for fun in Peoria. But it was such a good time. And I got to play. Tyler was there, and we met Will Barnacle at that tournament, and a couple, 3 other guys. And some have fallen away from the game, and some have stayed with it. And Will and Tyler have just done really, really well. And I continue to be, mediocre. But that was fun. And the thing is I'm still having fun. And you guys can rant and rail about Y-wings with TLTs and whatnot. I take it all in stride. It's a good time. I just like it when I beat you occasionally. I figured up the other day I'm about 500. I think in three years of playing this, I'm around 500, and that's okay. Going to these tournaments and whatnot, the competition is great, but it's the guys sitting across the table that make it all worthwhile. Anyway, not much of a rant, but just kind of some thoughts. And Indiana was kind of eye-opening because I had more than one person stop me and said, we really like your guys' podcast. And I think it's because we feel like we're just sitting at the bar with a bunch of our friends having a beer and talking about X-Wing and having a good time with it. And yeah, that's what we do. That's what we project. Each of us have our own little special niche, what we provide to the show. And we appreciate your comments. And, I'm looking here at the comments on the side group here. Somebody named Sarah is listening to us for the first time tonight. I see AJ there. I see Ryan. I see the whole crew. Coach, you're cracking me up, man. So anyway, that's Uncle Mark. I'm out. Have a great day. Hey, Gordon.
Yes, sir.
It's always great to hear your voice, and welcome to the shit show, man.
Welcome to just regular OCX Radio. He's gonna be on again.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yes, I hope so.
All right, so we got anything else? Are we ready for shout outs and end this thing?
Let's do shout-outs, for fuck's sake.
What do you got, Drunk Master Drunk?
Shout-outs to... You know what, shout-outs to, Stay on Target.
Dilly.
Wow.
You can't do that. I'm here. You gotta shout out to someone not here.
Well, shout out to
Fuck
McKeel.
you, Gordon!
That'll work.
I'm gonna goddamn shout out the motherfucking Stay on Target people for telling people that women count, and in my goddamn Republican stage, you know what? When people tell you don't count, fuck you. Women count. Do it anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
You made a great. That was a great political statement for not only the country but X-Wing.
My shout outs go out to everybody I interacted at Michigan. It just great time, just fantastic opponents, fantastic people to hang out with. Shout outs to Dion for letting me on the stream. I hope I did it well. Just overall great weekend. Just fantastic. Had a great time. Next.
I want to shout out to all of our listeners. I want to shout out to all the Patreons.
I want to shout out to your fucking barber.
Yeah. Who slayed the bum that was growing since November. Yeah. Yep. They were pretty excited to see me. They didn't know what happened. That's for sure. Yep.
Gordon, you get the last one, buddy.
Let's see. Let me suck up to Tommy.
Fuck you,
Shout out to Tommy
Mark.
for finishing top 4. Well done, buddy. Shout out to Phil at Darkside Productions for being the other stream at Michigan. It was so cool to have 2 streams.
That was impressive.
And I always enjoy seeing Phil. I believe Phil correctly was the first person to come up with the chroma dice cam, the secondary thing where if they roll dice on a secondary camera, then it shows up as an overlay.
Right.
Like a green screen. I'm pretty certain he was the first to do that.
I mean, it was cool, but
don't use the white dice.
Oh, I know.
Don't use the white dice. White are bad.
Yeah, you should have. I guess you should just force them to use regular dice or something. The situation.
White is bad.
Shout out to Allie for having the courage to talk to me, and we will see if something can be done about all this.
Mm-hmm. Mark, did you have anything? We thought you were disappearing, but you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just the community at large. You guys really feed the ego, but listen and respond and fill my phone up with comments and whatnot on the different groups. And shout out to Tyler and to Will, and looking forward to coming up to Chicago in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to Worlds. And man, that's pretty much it.
Oh, one more thing. Can I interject one more thing? One more request?
Sure.
Yeah. Guess. Sure.
Probably my favorite. If any of you have listened to the show, one of the things we do is the Proud Papa segment. All right. Mark immediately laughed there because he knows. By far, my favorite was when Mark wrote in and just said, "I don't know what I've done wrong as a rebel father, but apparently now my son is hero of the empire." And I just thought that was the best.
I remember that episode. Yes. That was
good.
Hilarious.
And I would encourage you guys, if you know anybody that are fathers with kids that are playing, get them to listen just a little bit. And more importantly, just contact us with their story so that we can then announce that on the show, because it's by far our favorite segment.
Now, what age do you start playing with them? Because my daughter's 7, and I've tried to play with her once, and I ended up with tiny action figures and stuffed animals, and she wasn't playing with any ships. She just wanted to push her stuffed animals around.
You have to have a success story here. So if you're a failure as an X-Wing father, we don't want to hear from you.
Chico, you start them out with BattleTech.
Oh, God, I just got totally burned after all my ranting and raving about misogyny. Here I am going off about Proud Papas. Absolutely, Lieutenant Catch. Oh, my God, did I get owned on that? Thank you for
monster.
that. I want mothers and daughters.
You cannot be on this podcast without Catch calling your ass out.
Screw the dads. We are now going with, what rhymes with mama? That's positive.
Allah.
Proud.
Yeah, mama doesn't work. That didn't work at all.
Man, Gordon, you fucking
Well, you can be a proud mama. It doesn't have to rhyme.
I was going for the rhyme. Oh, well. But that's all. Anyway, thanks.
No! You're not allowed to leave. Tell you to leave.
No, I'm just done chiming in with my...
Oh,
at
fuck.
the end
I
there.
thought you were, like, exiting.
Thesaurus.com has for proud things that start with M: magnificent, majestic, and memorable. That's all they got.
Orange City Games and Comics Law.
Proud parents. Nope.
Smoking
Decided.
from inside the building.
We will quit our misogynist ways, and we will now be the proud parents segment. Stay on target.
Game.
Well, apparently
Did you just assume they're proud gender?
Jeez.
They're parents, right, Chris?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, hey, by the way, welcome everyone to the shit show. We didn't even do Yub Nubs, did we?
Yeah, we're about to.
Yeah, you didn't let us get there.
Oh, I didn't let you get there.
Yub nub.
Okay.
Yub nub.
Yub nub.
That's cigarette down.
And this is how OCX Games and Comics burn to the ground.
That's right. All right.
Hey,
Cut.
good
My
night.
audacity is stopping.
Thanks, Gordon. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Night, Mark.
So, to kind of go along with the whole proud parent conversation, there was a guy who there was a grocery store with some of those spots that are for expecting mothers and mothers with small children, and he was just standing there as a father with his small child going, so I can't park here? I have a small child. He's obnoxious. I should be able to park here. And like he made some Twitter post and it blew up like crazy to the point that the company took down all the signs and replaced them with parents with small children. So it's crazy. Like these days you're everyone's getting included. But
Oh yeah.
it's like some people think it's obnoxious and it's like, oh, we're going too far, but no, it's nice to see that people are getting acknowledged in every direction, you know, as long as it's done in a respectful manner for everybody. Yeah. So hooray. And I think that's kind of the point for it is you know, you sit down at one of these games and no matter who's across from you, like be respectful towards them, have fun. You want to have fun just as much as they do. So, you know, fucking do it. Is Coach alive over there? He's alive. Yes.
No.
He is.
No.
You still drinking that Templeton Rye, or are you drinking?
No.
He went to
I'm
Seagram's.
done. I'm fucking done.
All right.
No, I wanna thank Gordon. Gordon, you still there?
I am.
All right, Gordon. I want to first of all tell you that this is supposed to not be a normal OC Games, OC, whatever the fuck we call this thing. But I would be lying.
That
And
How
This-
long ago, Gordon, would you have stopped listening?
Oh, about an hour ago.
fine.
I've been held
Fine.
hostage this whole time.
Nice.
All right. That's all right. Gordon, I want to love you. I just want to love.
Gordon,
yeah,
we want to
I'm-
love you.
I'm
We want
done.
to love you.
I'm done for tonight. I'm done.
Yep.
Aaron, no bullshit. The feeling is mutual. The first time I heard you do a show, I was like, "This guy is awesome." So, thank you.
No, seriously, as ridiculous as a crazy drunken bastard you are,
You know,
you are the glue that holds this whole thing together.
Yeah,
You know what it-
when
you
we
know
have
what it is?
episodes
I'd be
without
super
him,
out. Sorry.
yeah, when we have episodes without him, like it's
Yeah.
super content, but bland as shit.
Plenty other podcasts can do bland content.
Yeah,
It-
right.
it is where am I going with this? It is funny that I don't know where I'm going with this. Fuck.
Like I said, it's Stay on Target's week to do the lists. If we win, it's
Yeah.
all my all credit due to me. And if we lose, Franch is an asshole for picking shitty ships.
Branch is an asshole. You can quote that right now. I am
Gordon,
I had
are you
way-
going to be at Adepticon?
I will be there, sir.
Hey, bring me a Milky Way, and I'll make sure a ruling goes in your favor.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
yes. Oh, we need to figure out. First of all, when is Team Epic, and then are we playing? We've got to start figuring that out.
At
'Cause I gotta pack that.
Adepticon?
Yeah, I
At
got to pack
Adepticon,
that.
or
Yeah,
I
if you are free, you and I have to play in that.
so I don't think I'll be available. But I have not seen it on the schedule.
Why do
They
I
may
get
not-
the feeling that we're still broadcasting?
Well, we're still broadcasting to YouTube.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
good for
man.
them.
We're just post Yubnub.
Well, you just thoroughly depressed me, man.
Sorry.
That's
All right.
bad. Oh man, I hope I don't depress you all that.
No, Chris.
No, I
Oh,
depressed him.
shit.
All right,
I depressed him. You relax.
that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm only supposed to depress Chico.
I'm bringing like 10
the only
Milky
person
Ways so I
who's-
can get the entire tournament ruled in my favor.
It's like you saw that get natty crits, right? Like,
Yep.
sure. Nom 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 nom.
I mean, I was under an extraordinary amount of pressure today, yesterday, last.
Those of
3
you in the
days.
chat, if you're going to Adepticon, come up and say hi, please. Call me
I'm
the
just
worst.
gonna say that
Give you a hug.
it's not my fault, motherfuckers. It's not my fault.
We're just gonna do a patch over. That's what we're gonna do, right, Chico?
To stay on target, just patch him over to OCX.
That's right.
OCX Kentucky.
That's right.
Hey, I used to live near Kentucky.
Actually, because I don't think Franch or Mikhail will watch this, I was supposed to have Dion, Dion from Minox on.
You're right.
But he needed to not get in trouble with his wife since it was his birthday by doing 2 podcasts that day. So he's like, "Can we reschedule this?" But I don't know if you guys saw it when the finals. were being-
Self-righteous little Asian.
Whoa, dude! Wait, no! You're editing that out. Good God! All right, so
I love him on a whole nother level.
he and I was doing commentary on the stream for the finals, and he was the judge there, and he saw where this was going. He was like, "No, this is terrible. Another Ghost Fin." So he comes over onto the stream to discuss about the state of the game, and I just totally took the bait because I've always wanted to have that argument with him. So he and I are just going at it instead of doing commentary on the match, and the chat is just going nuts, and everyone's actually bailing. They're actually disconnecting because they couldn't put up with us two. So Dee and I thought we were having a wonderful conversation, and why shouldn't we share that? So the thinking is we're going to continue that on our show, and we'll have him on as a guest, and we will have a state of the game discussion, and we will see where that goes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
So my intention is to do the show like Minot, Kentucky or something. I'll do my best Ryan Farmer impersonation, and I will butcher everyone's name.
Hello.
Gordon!
Exactly. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kentucky
My
Monarch
podcast. My name is
With me, per the usual, the greedy dragon.
Farmer.
That's
Blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all that.
And with
Gordon!
that, I'm stopping the broadcast.
All right, fine.
It's like we can